I just have to get that out. I just created a monumental fuck up with that last video. And it's funny because I started talking about real shit. And not to get into the conclusions that I made, but I'm just going to do a Cliff Notes version. I talked about going to this one place and seeing this girl, and not that I got like yellow fever, like, you know, upon first sight, but after she got naked, it was like more so than any other event I can think of. And I could sort of, I was about to say, okay, I can't remember the last time I got like yellow fever, but and there's times it's not something that I catalog. I actually remember, this was back when I was 22, so this was like 8-9 years ago, which is sort of scary about the last time you were 21 and 22, and you know, you were able to chill like with your peers, like inside of a bar, as opposed to remembering the days where, you know, you kind of lucked up, like being 20 years old and being able to infiltrate, like, you know, a place where they weren't carding you. So yeah, the last, like, long story short, last video just dealt with like yellow fever, and then I was talking about red bones, and I was talking about costumes. So yeah, there's like different plays that you go to where, like, I gave Rocky Horror as an example of, like, you already know you're gonna go there and you're gonna see chicks like in their like, I'm not sure if girdle is like the right word, because like the first thing I think of is like something like maybe girls would wear, or grandmothers are like the fuck, but yeah, the lingerie. That's, I'll just say, you know that's something you're gonna see. And I would say in summary, there was a point where I forgot where, like, by the time intermission happened, I forgot I was sitting next to my grandmother, because this one chick in the play, not only was it just like a transformation as far as like costumes, but it was just like the attitude, the persona, like a model who, like, you know, who like owned who owned it. And I mean, there's like people, like, I don't find Naomi Campbell, not to say that she isn't an attractive woman, but you know, someone who's sort of like, you know, like she knows, like she obviously looked in the mirror, and to the point where like she doesn't have to like look in the mirror to play that role. And this is like no shit, just to give you an example of, like, because this is her outlook like in the story, and I almost wish this was sort of like, you know, improvised, paraphrased, because she almost like played the role like that, where, I mean, she was ready to go to bed, you know, and like she was naked waiting for him, and basically he was telling her to wait up, and he was trying to, you know, um, the relationship he had with Aida, he was trying to make that work at the time. And you know, she was saying, not Aida but the other girl, like, oh, like, I'm waiting for you. And then the scene ended with her saying, like, why don't you have someone draw you a map of the female anatomy, so that way you'd be more that way you'd be more inclined to explore it. At that time, she didn't know that the body that he didn't want to explore was hers. You know, then again, I mean, all I had to see, like, you know, really was like the legs. And I go back to the costumes because I wasn't expecting to see this. I mean, am I complaining about it? No, but like literally, like you could see so much of her legs that I can't even make the comparison of, you know, her being sent home from school. It was something where, you know, it was something you won't even see people walking down the street with, or a woman walking down the street with. I mean, sometimes you do see them in like tight skirts and high skirts. The only time you would, like, you know, normally see this, or the one thing, the best example I can give is in like the settings of, you know, Key West, Florida during Fantasy Fest or Mardi Gras, or like, you know, maybe even like the Gay Pride Parade. I had a friend asking me what was I doing out there, and I went down to his level and I said like, yo, like these are the pictures that I took, and like, dude, you know, um, maybe like one of the album covers I had was, you know, two chicks making out, but you don't. I mean, I'll be honest. You'll see like your fair share of butch dykes, like, you know, at those gay pride parades, and to be quite honest, I know I'm digressing. Like those butch dykes would, like, you know, cock block harder than like a dude that would like literally start a fight with you. I mean, those butch dykes. I mean, yeah. I mean, not to say, because I wouldn't doubt that they start a fight, you know, because like, you know, they might be the person to throw the first punch if like, if inclined. They may be faster to do it more so than a dude who feels like, you know, you're disrespecting this chick, you know, or like pushing up on her. But those like, I'll just say this in summary. I've been in a couple of situations where, you know, I tried to see like this girl's tits in exchange for beads, and a dude, you know, it got to the point where someone who was with him was saying like, yo, dude, like the best thing you could do right now is leave, and I wasn't leaving up to that point because, like, you know, I've been in situations where dudes would just, you know, you don't have to go further than like physique and bodybuilding events to like run into dudes who were just like that alpha male, just telling you to just fuck off, you know, and like get away from him or his girl. And I don't know. Even I know like there was one or two examples where like I called the dude out. I was like, yo, dude, like, you know, I'm actually taking a page out of my brother's book where there was a situation, and this was like sneaking into the movies, where like the security guard was like talking shit, and basically my brother just told him like, listen, if you want to you know, handle business, we can like go outside and, you know, do so. And he was just basically yelling like, yo, you know, why go outside, we can do it right here. I mean, simple answer is it'll mean a big difference if the cops get involved. But yeah, I was I knew this is going to be something like not hard for me to talk about, but yeah, I mean, it's one thing to like, you know, wear a costume like that, to where you could see your legs are just exposed to the point where I don't know, maybe one of these days I may just go to cabaret. The only difference is this chick wasn't wearing any like pantyhose, not any that I saw. But, you know, it's one thing to wear something like that. It's another thing to have legs to sort of, you know, be able to own it, to be able to sort of like, you know, justify, you know, what you're putting out there for people to see. And just the combination of like what I saw, what I heard, not just like, you know, the words that I heard, but just like how I heard them, and just this it was hard to see like this woman, not to say like it was hard for her to see her as attractive, because when I first saw her on stage, she like I guess she was better than average, but I didn't like see her more than that. But at that point when she let down her hair and just like really sort of not I don't want to like make this example, but this is something that, you know, I can't think of a better one of okay, I'll use this scenario. You may be like in a setting that that has a Wi-Fi internet access, and for whatever reason you can't access the tubes that you normally watch. You may be lucky enough to access Daily Motion and and bypass the settings of like the family filter. But in any case, I mean, sometimes I've been I don't want to give too much away here, but I've been in those situations where sometimes you have to make the best out of a bad situation case in point, um, there's been times where my internet was out and only thing I had was like this device right here. This is like a Sony product that got discontinued, but the best thing about it is I can still access YouTube on it. If I want to access this video, um, I, I can if I want to. So yeah, there's been times where I didn't have like internet device to my name. I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have a desktop. I didn't have a tablet. I didn't have a smartphone. And the closest thing I had to, an Android device was this. This right here is an Android device, but I wouldn't mind looking into something similar, only because I've had like tablets that have broken due to water or other like ways you can damage it. So yeah. So when I'm in a situation where my the only I'm not going to even get into like what I used to do growing up with magazines, but if I don't have a internet device better than this right here, or there's other scenarios you can think of, and it's hard for you to like actually I can't think of a better term, so I'll just say it, get your rocks off. Then sometimes like you can go on YouTube and you can type in JOI, and I'm not gonna say what that means, but maybe I'll say enough to make you connect the dots. So you can have a chick who, not to say dominatrix or submissive or for whatever reasons, she can sort of give you like instructions to um, um, okay, I'll just say what it means. JOI. The last word in that acronym means instructions, and if you can't figure it out at that point, then all I can tell you to do is Google it, or maybe you're not old enough to like piece that puzzle together. So so yeah. Why was I even making that example? Yeah, okay. I like her whole like demeanor of like her character. It was just something that fucking like I I probably shouldn't say this, but I will. Um, okay, I'm not gonna say it. So I mean, okay, I'll end it with this. So basically, after I came home that day, as much as I would have loved to have, I might as well have treated my mom and my grandmother to something to eat, but there were some other things that she wanted to do, and I ended up like assisting her in that process. And since I didn't get sleep the night before, and I didn't, not to say that I didn't want to do that, but if I rather would have gotten some sleep first and then do it. So so yeah, we stopped at two stores. Like she wasn't going to make like a 12 o'clock show because she was going to have like my uncle take her to Walgreens and another place, and to buy some in Rochester Village, I'll just say that. And I was telling my mom like what's going on, and my mom just said the obvious, like, listen, if the reason why you can't is the reason why you said like, okay, Tuesday at 12 o'clock is no good because you're going to Walgreens, then we can easily take a trip to Walgreens after the show's over. So that's exactly what we did. And so when I got home, one of the things I got to learn how to do is actually get to the point, as opposed to information that may sort of be useful if I had an editing device to sort of I do see YouTube videos of what Buckley, he mentioned videos that aren't edited, or if they are edited with special effects and things of that nature. It's not really to the quality of what YouTube can advertise, whether it's epic rap battles of history on subway cars, or Grace Helbig on inside a subway car in the station. I don't know who she is. I mean, obviously saw the ad, but basically, to sum it up, uh, I went home and I got on YouTube, and I sort of like pre-planned this because sometimes I think about what I'm going to tweet before I'm in front of an internet device. But I basically took the clip from American Beauty, the scene where Lester Burnham, he's with his wife, and he went to watch the basketball game and see his daughter do like the cheerleader bit. And not to say that this is something he wanted to do, but this is a popular movie. But for those who didn't see it, he started to watch like this cheerleader routine during halftime, and unexpectedly he catches the eye of another. When I say another girl in the cheerleader squad, it kind of sounds like pretty sketchy, being that this is like a high school performance. But and I'm not going to get into the different states and like different states being legal to knock up a sophomore in high school. But the other chick was Minas Suvari, and it started as like something. Well, it didn't end innocent. It started with the regular cheerleading dance, and then it got into something that the best way I can compare it to is like something that may play out in a wet dream. As a matter of fact, there's another scene after it where you see like the rose petals and you see the tub, and then you see his wife catching him choking a bishop, shaving a carrot, saying hi to his little monster. And then first he's denying it, and then he says those lines. I think there's one I missed, but in any case, you get the point. So yeah, I basically tweeted that like I was watching his performance, and I was watching an equivalent to the halftime show. So yeah, it's funny because like I was in Walgreens, and my grandmother, she picked up a playbill, and well, it didn't say playbill on it, but like I intentionally, like usually when you walk into one of those shows, you just sort of like take it out of routine, and then like I told myself that I wasn't going to leave with it. So I'm in Walgreens, and my grandmother's asking me, are you going to no, she asked me, she told me that she had two of these playbills, and one of them was obviously mine. And maybe like the next video I make is going to take place outside, and I already know the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to burn it, and obviously if I'm going to burn it, I'd rather like talk about why I'm going to burn it in that particular video, as opposed to going to this make this video any longer than 18 minutes and 40 seconds. So yeah, that'll be my first video that that takes place outside of my house. Even if I wanted to, like right now it's obviously dark, and but yeah, that's something I'll do. I got a 5 o'clock bus to DC, so yeah, I'll focus less on like burning that playbill, and I'm gonna focus more on making my bus on time. Like I said before, I got a long walk between the subway stop and 11th Avenue, and I don't even know exactly where on 11th Avenue. I'm assuming 34th Street, but I'll find that out on Google. So that's gonna be my last video, and I'm gonna stop it only because I don't want this thing to fuck up like many other videos have.